Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez.
From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this drive home on a Friday. And I want to, like, special guest isn't even enough. Like, I want, like, royalty of guests, of guest co-hosts. Like you, Ken Mejia Beal. Apparently, by the way, I've been told I'm only allowed to have one gay.
Yes.
Not at a time, but, like, in general, like, am I only allowed one gay?
One token gay, yes.
On the show or in my life? But that's not token gay. If you're beloved in my life, that doesn't make you a token.
True,
Neither one of your tokens.
Yeah. Okay.
Neither of my friends Rolando and Rob.
I can share. It's fine.
Share?
Yeah, I
share.
guess. All right. Don't have to be happy about it, though,
I know,
but okay.
sorry.
That's all right.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean, you're not planning to make a shirt that says "Buy for Patty."
No,
so.
that's true. That is not a thing.
That's not a thing. I do love your shirt, Dan Schaefer. How are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm good. I actually, I was just telling Dan some of my behind-the-scenes emotions. So let me tell you the good things.
Yes, let's hear all about it.
Last night, I am so thrilled with the show that we did at the Den Theater for Kids Above All. Thank you so much to everyone who came out and supported their mission to help children who have survived trauma, who have been in some way separated from their families, sometimes by homicide, incarceration, drug rehab, kids that really deserve. And these programs also help their parents after incarceration or surviving trauma. So thank you so much. For those of you who could not join us, please consider going to kidsaboveall.org and support their mission. Annabella Ball was fantastic. So I was telling you a little bit about how I had to bring my mom with me to the theater.
Yep.
So this is really dark. So everyone bear with me, because Annabella Ball, as many of you know, if you follow her on social media, her mother passed recently. And Annabella Ball had been there with her mom in the last weeks before. She had to go home and then went back to Puerto Rico. And I was trying to be, in my head, I'm like, I'm scattered. I'm running around. My mom's with me. I've got to get her to another location. I have to Uber her somewhere else to hang out with my son. And I went to the green room. I was talking to everybody. I greeted them because I was the organizer, the comic wrangler. And I go, okay, everybody, I'm going to be right back. I have to go get rid of my mother. And Anna goes, no, you cannot say it that way. My mother just passed away. And she was very frank. She was on stage and talked about her loss and talked about her family. She was absolutely brilliant as always.
Yeah.
Very funny. Katie Miners, I was thinking about this when I brought her up. When I started doing stand-up comedy in 1995, there were only two women who were headlining at the time. That was Diana Limo and Sonia White were the only two women headlining in Chicago.
Okay.
Now there are 7 or so.
Well, progress, yeah.
But there's a whole, just a landscape of talented comedians of all backgrounds. And she is amongst one of the funniest people, not just women in Chicago. I think that we're getting closer to being able to say funny people but we still do, whatever. Joe Kilgallen was fantastic.
Okay.
And Kevin Bozeman. I awkwardly brought him up on stage because he and I had this sort of weird, like, he's almost like my big brother, the kind of big brother that, like, bugs you and makes fun of you all the time. And I don't have a big brother, really, so I don't have thick skin.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So I hold on to things. Yeah. And years ago, we had to do a gig at 7 a.m, and I'm as chatty at 7 a.m, as I am at 5 in the evening. And at one point, he had driven all night from some gig, and he goes, Vasquez, do you ever shut the hell up? And he did not say hell.
Okay.
And so oddly, I decided to share that story as part of his intro.
I love that.
And he walked up. Yeah, but everybody else is like, "What? That's not funny. It's kind of mean." And I don't. It just was. It just was the first thing that popped into my head. So I apologize. Kevin Bozeman is brilliant. He's one of the funniest human beings on the planet.
Just catch him around noon, maybe, not at 7 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a morning person?
Yeah, it depends. I don't know. Yeah.
I am not, by the way. Artificially, I can be.
Yeah. Yeah, I can be. Yeah. And not by choice. If I have to be, I will be. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's what keeps me going.
Right.
And we also were expecting at the time, we were expecting Senator Barack Obama to be there.
Oh, okay.
As he was launching his run for the presidency.
Okay.
So we had to get there early because of clearance, like security checks. And then he never came.
Oh, of course.
Just saying. We were on Navy Pier with a bunch of veterans, which was great.
Well,
we had a great show for them. So what are your plans this weekend, my friend?
Let's see. Tomorrow is Midsummer Fest up in Andersonville, and
that sounds lovely.
It's a street fest. I forget the actual streets, but it's on Clark. I forget where it starts, where it ends. But I'm going to be singing with the Gay Men's Chorus.
Yay.
So that's going to be fun. Yes, we're doing our Cher repertoire.
Oh, nice.
So it's very gay. So we on stage around we on stage around 1. It's the North Stage, I believe, at Bryn Mawr. So if anybody's listening and you want to come check it out, so that's going to be fun. And then I always like to wander around because they've got like street vendors and stuff that I know because we do those street fests and stuff as well.
Right.
So I like to walk around the back of the booths and like harass the food vendors, because I know them all anyway. And I was like, "You call that frying fries?" And they're like, "Shut up, Dan." I'm like, "Okay."
That's really.
I'm like,
I'm trying to get fries.
Yeah, right. I was like, "Can I get free lemonade?" And he's like, "No." All right. I was like, "Well, you charge $7 for lemonade." He's like, "So do you." I was like, "I know, but it's fine, whatever." Yeah. No, it's fun. It's a cool event, and it's good. The songs and everybody in the chorus is really excited, and we put a lot of work into it. And everybody is insanely good at all the songs, and we're singing like just like Jesse James and Strong Enough and. It's in his kiss and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's a really good. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And then Sunday, I think it's going to be kind of a low key day actually, which is perfect. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. How about you? Well, you're going to Ottawa.
I'm going to Ottawa, Illinois for their Family Pride Fest. I'm very excited about that. Here, Family Pride Fest. You can go to humankindinitiative.org. Jerry and I will be there with a little bit of swag. Actually, I'll have to show you. I made stickers of my face, of my cartoon face.
Okay.
Have you seen what I asked you for your opinion on a long time ago.
Yeah.
With the baseball hat.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I put in, I sent that to the printer and they called me and said it was ready. And I walked in and they're like, "Oh, this does look like you." I have my baseball hat and braids. It's kind of cool.
That's how you normally dress.
Exactly. So we have stickers for folks. We'll be hanging out and sharing some love and telling you about our show. If you are not already listening, if you're listening now, show up and I'll tell you about the show.
It's exciting. And I remember you were interviewing the individual who's coordinating everything.
Yeah, Dylan. Yeah.
Apparently you got like the best spot, and you guys got
He was
like
telling me.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, I better bring swag.
Yeah,
I better bring something. So I got a couple 2-3 pens, maybe a couple 2-3
That's
magnets.
fine. Okay,
I got something.
You got something. Yeah. Okay.
I know. My favorite thing to get at any of these events is actually a bag because I can carry all the stuff that everybody else gives me.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the backpacks with the string in them. Yep. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, those are good when you're doing the Pride Parade too. It's good to have those things. Yeah.
Well, and there are a lot of videos about how to be a protester, like how to be safe. Yeah. And one of the things they say is to use that as your bag because you can just let it drop real easily. It's not caught on anything. It's just really easy whatever, and don't carry anything obviously important in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's but anyway, I should have my resist and persist protest bag is what I'm gonna make next.
I like that.
Right?
Okay, yeah, that's good.
We also have coming up in just a moment. We're gonna call Merril Miller. Let's go ahead and call Merril Miller. Yeah, I'll take a break here in a moment, and that way we'll check in with Merril Miller to talk about the Jefferson Park Sunday Market that's coming up. Do you want? We're gonna be outside, Dan. Do you go to your Portage? You're right there.
Yeah.
You go to the
walk there. Yeah.
And so we have ours. So it's not quite the walk, but man, you guys, you're freaking fracking farmers market was packed this past weekend. Yeah. That was I was like, man, I hope I hope that they're sharing our schedule so people are like, oh, I can go to a market next week too.
They should be.
We should be carrying it. I'm sure we do. I'll ask Merril when she gets on the phone.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Which also there's going to be basically a birthday party parade for the United States, a 250th anniversary parade coming up as well. So folks can go to the market, and then the Jefferson Park Chamber of Commerce is having this wonderful parade, full day of activities in Jefferson Park, including, of course, our market. The Jefferson Park celebrates America's 250th anniversary parade. At 2 p.m., there'll be food trucks following the parade near the Jefferson Park Memorial Park. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be a free Chicago Citywide Symphony Orchestra concert outside at 3 p.m. at the park. So people are encouraged to bring their lawn chairs, blankets, picnic supplies, which you can buy some of at the farmers market.
There you go.
And have it ready to go. So very excited about that. So again, it's going to be the 250th anniversary parade. Apparently the last time they did this parade, because we haven't had 250th.
Well, yeah.
But they did the 200th. So 50 years ago.
Wow.
And a couple of the residents of Jefferson Park
were at the 200th.
Yeah, at the 200th. And they brought pictures of like one woman, Midge, had sewn like costumes for them and everything. It was really fun. So folks, I encourage you to come out to the northwest side of Chicago to Jefferson Park. It's a community parade in Jefferson Park for the first time in nearly 50 years. Again, Sunday, June 14th. Residents, businesses, community organizations, scout groups, veterans, elected, and local institutions will will come together to celebrate America's 250th. Well, I wondered why they called me specifically and asked me to come because they know they'd have to lure me out to do.
Got it. Okay.
Hey, your state rep Lindsay LaPointe's going to be there. Oh, great, fantastic! Can't wait to be there. And your Senator Robert Marwick's going to be there. Awesome, can't wait. It's funny because when I go to events and I'm making jokes because I ran against two incumbent Democrats, and it's frowned upon to challenge what the Democrats of Cook County have chosen, amongst other things. But it is fun for me when I walk into a room and I see people like drop their shoulders, like, oh God, she's here, and it makes me so happy.
I was just thinking about that in the car. I was like, when somebody mentions my name, I want somebody to be like, oh God.
Oh,
then you've made it. You know.
Dan, we're on the radio right now. Someone's doing that to both of us.
Rolling their eyes.
I did ever tell you that I had a station manager who called me into their office to tell me they had good news and bad news. That the bad news was that a listener had called and said they hated my show. They can't listen to it because I make too much of it personal.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I said, what's the good news? And he goes, another caller said that they love your show. It's their favorite show. I'm like, so it's Tuesday.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is it's Tuesday. Excellent.
Yeah.
It's I was like, that's tame compared to what I get.
Yeah, right.
I get called the C word. I get people who give me death threats.
Death threats. That's a Thursday.
Bad news. Yeah. Jeez. I don't know. And thank you for the good news, though. I appreciate that. All of you. So the lesson being, everyone, please call the station with good,
exactly.
or bad. I don't know. Apparently, it takes get someone's attention. Let me check out the text real quick before we go to the break. Oh, we do have Merril on the line. Let's take a break now, and I will check in with her. You guys look like you coordinated your light blue shirts.
Yes, we did.
On camera, they do look very similar, like almost the same color, but in person, I would say mine's a little bit more, yours is a slightly more shade of green.
Yes.
And mine's more of a sky blue, so I don't know what's coming out looking like that. Anyway, let's take a break here. Check in with Merril Miller, the manager for the Jefferson Park Sunday Market. Thank you to our sponsors, not just for the show, but also for the Pride Parade. Thank you to our Pride sponsors for the float entry for June 28th. By the way, folks, you can still email me, pvasquez@heartlandsignal.com if you want to sponsor our float. Pride Coffee Roasters, proudly sponsoring our float, in addition to some really great organizations, including the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Illinois Votes for Change. We've got Let Us Entertain You supporting our efforts here for the Pride Parade as well. Thank you so much to our friends there. And I also want to thank our friends at Berman, Kia, and Hyundai, our friends at the Social Change, and the Bill McNeese campaign will also be joining us. We've got Wally Moist. Were you listening that day that we talked to a veteran who had been bounced during Don't Ask, Don't Tell?
I believe I was, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be joining us and walking with us as comms for that organization.
Very cool.
So very cool. We're very excited. So again, pvasquez@heartlandsignal.com and join Pride Coffee Roasters. PrideCoffeeRoasters.com for the best single origin roasted to order coffee beans you will ever have. Thank you to Source Solar, as well as Are You Really Winning, and our friends at Kids Above All. More with our guest co-host Dan Schaefer, along for the ride, holding on for dear life as always. And Merril Miller will join us when we come back.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or
and Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation with our guest co-host, beloved, not token gay friend of mine. That was weird to see. I am the master of weird introductions now. I think it's my new. I think it should be part of my brand.
Totally fine.
Awkward. Let's see what I can do with Merril's introduction of the Jefferson Park Sunday Market. She holds everything together beautifully and makes sure that everybody is highlighted and feels special when they come to our market. Both our vendors and our customers that come and join us. Merril, welcome. How are you doing this lovely Friday?
Honestly, after that intro, a little bit nervous.
You'll be fine.
Hello.
Thank you.
Look, you know, it's funny because when I first started working with you, I really just had, nobody really understands the insides of working a market, and Merril takes on a lot of heavy lifting. I mean, literally and figuratively. She travels with a Honda Prius a Toyota Prius that's always filled with all kinds of market elements. At any rate, let's get to the wonderful aspects and not how packed your car has to be with sandwich signs. Merril, this is our first outdoor market of the season. How excited are you?
Right now, honestly, a little exhausted because that Prius you were talking about just finished loading up most of it.
Oh, boy.
More. Well, I mean, there's things I can't leave, out in the heat overnight kind of thing. But all of those big signs, they're in there.
Yeah.
And Tana's and Jared's and. But that's just my stuff. We need to be talking about these wonderful vendors. And, of course, you've already been talking about Pride Coffee Roasters, so we know they're going to be there.
Yes.
Tell me, what's your favorite vendor?
Oh, that's it's funny. I was just thinking about. I have so many. You know that Vargo Brothers has a really special place in my heart. At Collective, I mean, the amount of jewelry that I've bought from her and candles is. I mean, like it's. I'm taking out a second loan on my mom's house to afford the jewelry. Para Farms. I really enjoy so many of them. I mean, the Tamale Express. I love our urban dining experience. Is fantastic. Oh my God, those sliders. There's shrimp in like this garlic butter, Dan.
Ooh.
It's in order to
official name Urban Dining League. But
League, sorry, League,
okay.
Yes, awesome stuff.
Feels
awesome
like an
stuff.
experience. Yes. Yeah. Who are some of your favorites since I've prattled? And our musicians, of course. I love all of them. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, so one of the vendors that does not join us over the winter series but does do summer is Stamper Cheese. I'm told they hibernate for the winter. But, I mean, you think cheese, whatever. But no, this cheese is so fantastic. People come from all over to get their cheese fix from these guys because it is so good, and there's so many wonderful varieties.
Oh yeah, they've got all the good stuff. There are some vendors that always have a line, and Stampers always So get there early, folks. Yeah.
I do like cheese, so that's definitely it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the cracker lady, that doesn't sound right. The woman who sells the gluten-free seed crackers are fantastic. What's her name? What's the company again?
Jayne's. Jayne's Curious Crackers is the full name. But, I mean, she's one of those vendors. You kind of got to get there early because she can only make so much. And, they do often sell out. It's they're the sort of crackers that, people love whether they care about the gluten-free aspect or not. They don't last long in my house, whether or not I've got my friends that need to worry about gluten-free issues or not. Everybody seems to love them. And by the way, they go really well with that cheese.
Yeah.
Just saying. But they also go really well with many of the jams that Esha has. Jan's Jelly, she's got all kinds of products that it's a little overwhelming to look at her space because there is so much, but, it's all wonderful products, and she really puts her heart and love into it.
Well, I also love my Rollicking Buckaroo pepper jams and spices.
They are actually missing this market. They're only doing a few with us this season.
Oh, partly, I'm guessing, too, because it's Pride Month, and they have their the Second City Outlaws, their line dancing. Yes, that's right.
Actually, they are supposed to be with us on the 26th, I think it's the next market.
Is that right? That's 28th is Pride.
That Sunday, the last Sunday.
The last Sunday of the month is Pride. Oh, by the way, hey Merril, I'm not going to be able to make it on the 28th.
Okay. Heads up.
It's nice that you're
Instead of our group chat, I'm just filling her in now. But they have great items too, so they'll be joining us at some point as well throughout the market. And there's so many. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. Plus, we've got a playground right there, so folks have their kids playing. There's always there's fun stuff for dogs too at the Collective table. Correct?
Yes, they have dog treats. So look forward to that.
There was I like the ice cream guy.
I was going to get around to him because, this is the ice cream guy that sells out in rain, much less a nice day.
Yeah.
So good stuff there.
Yeah, it's delicious, actually. And I'm not usually a sweets person, but
Edison Park ice cream, epic ice cream. Do you have my favorite? He has one with like Nutella in it. That's fantastic.
I do love Nutella.
I love me a good Nutella. Yeah. And who do we have playing music this weekend?
We have, so if you remember Ian McKinley from the last market, he was actually like playing in like the weird almost outdoor space that we had at the May 3rd market. So he gets main stage this time up on the porch. So that's going to be wonderful for him. But a lot of folks know Dave Smith. So he's actually going to be the greeter musician over at the Northgate entrance.
Nice.
Although I should warn folks, is going to, well, hopefully I might need to remind Dave because he does have a tendency to be loud occasionally. But yeah, the notes to the Northgate vendors for this year is that between 11 or between 10 and 11 rather, they need to be a little quieter, maybe do their instrumental stuff, which Dave actually does have a lot of. Because we also have our yoga class.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this year we're splitting between two different yoga studios. Traditionally, it's been Wildlight Yoga doing stuff, but they wanted to, kind of be a little kinder to their teachers over summer and give them some time off. So they're splitting the time with Soul Space, who's just west of us on Lawrence Avenue, and they're going to be taking the first spot. So if people want to pre-register for class, they can go to our website at jeffersonparksundaymarket.com, and there's a click for, actually it's kind of funny the way I did it because I was trying to be efficient with space. If you click on the date, it'll take you to the registration for that date for yoga.
Excellent.
So where we've got the date listing.
Yeah, please register, folks, so that we know how many people are coming out to do yoga, too, and you have all the information to make sure you're safe, too.
Yeah. I mean, mostly it's about, getting the waiver signed because, after all, it's that kind of a world. But, yeah, and also they're going to have to do it on site if you're not doing it in person, so it's kind of nice to get it out of the way at a time. One note on that, though, for anyone who does come for yoga classes, bring your own mat and any other props that you might need or want or whatever. But, yeah, it's a great way to spend summer doing yoga outside. I mean, I learned myself during COVID when we were doing all of our classes outside, because I also teach, and it's wonderful doing a yoga class outdoors. It is so lovely.
Yes. I actually did it. Okay, this is totally random. I once did it on the Nagasaki Tower in Los Angeles from Die Hard. It was on the roof, the helicopter landing. I totally forgot about that.
Okay.
That was very cool. Sorry, randomly outside. My hotel had that as an offer. You could do yoga on the top of it.
Isn't yoga supposed to be like calming?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, okay.
Just doing yoga out there. Well, Merril, thank you so much. And the everything that folks need to know is also available on the Jefferson Park Sunday Market social media pages, including TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Where else? And for the website, let folks know where they can learn more and sign up for the newsletter.
That is jeffersonparksundaymarket.com. And I did double check Rollicking Buckaroo. They are indeed not with us until July. That's listed there too.
Excellent.
So any of the vendors that already signed up, because we still have some late signups too, but anybody who's signed up, you're going to be able to see what their schedule is.
Outstanding. So, yeah. And folks, get to the Jefferson Park Sunday Market this Sunday, 9:30 to 1:30. I'll be there, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, meaning probably by 11. But also, for folks listening anywhere, please find the farmers market in your area and support local businesses and farmers and restaurant owners, artists, and the hardworking volunteers, in particular people like Merril and our other volunteers like Don and Danielle, and I'm missing somebody, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Merril. I'll see you Sunday morning, not Saturday. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
That would be too early, Patty. Good night, Merril. Get some rest.
Thanks, Merril.
All right.
Thank you.
You too.
Well, I'll come by and tuck you in later. That was weird. I made it weird. See, I'm just being weird today. See you. Bye, my friend. Take care. Bye. Let's take a break here. We're in studio with my beloved gay, Dan Schaefer.
I have a T-shirt made for that.
So, all right. So you'll go. However, Ken Mahia Beal wanted me to let you know he loves your shirt.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So hi, Ken. He is watching the show as well.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
Very nice. Okay. I got dressed up. This is my dress up. Like this is how I look dressed up. Is this
You're
and
fancy.
then like thank you, and then with like almost basically army military pants. Because I interviewed. We had a conversation today with Daniel Squadron, and hopefully we'll have him on the air soon. He wrote a new book called The Fourth Branch that you guys really need to know about. I think it'll help a lot of us who want to know what to do next when it comes to saving our democracy in this country. So more in a moment with Dan Schaefer, my guest co-host. He's also the host of the Politini, available wherever you listen to podcasts. He's the host of Tuesdays with Josie, available also wherever you get your podcasts. And coming up in just a moment, he's going to continue guest co-hosting with me right here as we welcome to the studio. We want to talk about the Hyde Park Conservatory. I'm sorry, not the Hyde. It's
Garfield
Park. Thank you very much. I've heard it both ways. It's not both ways. Garfield Park Conservatory just reopened their children's garden, and we want to talk about that with Jen Van Valkenburg of Garfield Park Conservatory. More in a moment on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150 in Seattle. Hi, everybody watching digitally. We appreciate you or listening in future times.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us to continue our conversation here on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150 in Seattle. Of course, our friends who are tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. I always feel bad when guests come in the studio. I'm like, your camera's right there. And they're like, what? So I had no idea. I probably should do a better job of letting people know. It's a producer's job, and I'm the producer. I booked you for the show, so thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to talk about the Garfield Park Conservatory reopening the children's garden, and joining me in the studio is our friend Jen Van Valkenburg. Am I saying all that correctly?
You are.
Excellent. What do people say? They stumble over because a lot of consonants.
It's a lot of letters. Yeah.
Well, first let's learn about you. Where'd you grow up, my friend?
I grew up in Hanover Park, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah. Went to Elgin High School.
All right. What a growing community that really, like, you must have seen that sort of really expand quite a bit.
Yeah, right. Living in Hanover Park, we were bused to Elgin because Bartlett didn't have a school. Hanover Park didn't have a high school. Now there's, I think, 3 in Bartlett. So that whole area has grown tremendously and changed a lot.
It's funny you say that because my half-sister Glenna moved from Roselle, Illinois to Bartlett to West Chicago and then to Elgin. And it was almost like communities that were just starting to grow. And then she's like, I think her husband was like watching property values. Like, this is like he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's wild. So how long have you lived in Chicago?
22 years.
Okay.
Yeah. 21 years in the same house.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Yeah. How long have you been in your house?
2014, so 12 years. Yeah.
I get to beat both of you. 25 years in the same house here in
Okay.
Gladstone Park.
Wow. Okay.
I know, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
You find a place you like, right?
Yeah, roots.
Yeah. And so you're pretty close to you said you're close to Smith Park.
Yes, I'm in that great little patch. It's like Chicago Avenue, Grand, Western, and Campbell.
Cool.
It's
Okay.
this little triangle. It's really fantastic. Little Smith Park patch, we call it.
The Smith Park patch.
Yeah. My commute is 8 minutes, and I stop at my husband's office and my son's high school, Westinghouse.
Okay.
And then I'm at work all within like 8 minutes. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
That must feel very. Do you get to the point where you're overly confident about how much time you have to get somewhere sometimes?
Yeah. That's a problem.
Have you seen you running down the street?
Ask everybody here. I live 2 blocks away. I'm like, I'm fine. I got time. Oh, the news is already on. Joan Esposito editor show. I should probably get over there. It makes everybody very nervous.
Not gonna lie, I've been sitting here and I'm just like staring at your empty chair like, she's coming. I know she's coming. I know she's coming.
Okay, enough about my recklessness with time and disrespect for everybody in my office. Let's talk about, first of all, the Garfield Conservatory. I think people drive around that area and they know there's someplace magical, but maybe they're just getting somewhere else, right? Do you find people like, oh, I didn't know this was here?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people say it's a hidden gem, which I really don't care for that reference anymore. So we call ourselves the shining jewel of the West Side because, we're not hiding. We're not hidden. We're not tucked away. We're actually one of the 3 largest conservatories in the United States. So we're kind of hard to miss.
Wow.
Who are these other jerks that think they can be bigger than you?
Right. Longwood Gardens in Philadelphia and the Botanic Garden in New York.
Okay.
They've got bigger glass houses, but that's
fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
That's it.
Whatever. So how old is the Garfield Park Conservatory?
Oh, gosh. That's I
did not mean
it's over 100 years old. It was built in 1908.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So math is hard for
Yes.
Well, we're here to talk about in part about the children's garden that has reopened. To tell us a little about this area, because I know that it's something that has obviously a lot of thought and planning goes into it. But every time you have the ability to reimagine something, that's got to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been almost a decade of work because so many ups and downs.
Like COVID might be. Was it one of them?
Before that. So it all started. The original children's garden was there, built about 22 years ago, and a few years back, almost 10 years back, we started with a grant from the state that then was put on hold by Governor Rauner. And so
what? You're kidding me! I am shocked! I can't believe that! Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So when I got there in 2018, I started by getting that grant reinstated, and then we started a fundraising campaign, and then COVID, and then the price went from $5.3 million to ended up being $9.8 million. And so it's been a long journey, but it's been so amazing because half of the funds came from public sources and half came from private individuals.
That's
foundation, corporations, and individuals. So it really is, a labor of love, but also just really nice to see that public-private contributions come together and make this thing happen. So we cut the ribbon. It opened in May 1st, and it was so fun. We actually had some school groups come and test it out first and do some test drives, which was really cool to see their look, on their face the first time they enter. So it's been completely reimagined and completely rebuilt with a 20-foot tower and a new slide. And I'll go on. It's got an ADA accessible ramp. So we wanted to take out the elevator so that people using a mobility device, have the same experience as people who don't. And so that's our commitment.
Don't make me cry.
That's really cool.
Yes. Yeah. Our whole approach is to be the most accessible campus for nature education in the United States. So everything we do is built on welcoming as many people as we can to be comfortable there. So we have some other renovations going on too I can talk more about.
Yeah.
But the children's garden for itself, it's got that ADA accessible ramp. So you just kind of a long, slow spiral so you get that view out into the city garden, out into the desert house, and you're 20 feet in the air, and it's really spectacular.
And you sort of have those that netted kind of climbing area where it feels like you're almost like on a. It looks almost like a leaf or a drop of water, kind of depending on your imagination and the sort of netting.
Yeah,
it's similar. It looks like it's up and like at the Lincoln Park Children's Museum. They have the children's area, right, where it's more vertical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to go. I'm looking at pictures right now.
It's really cool. We call it the hibiscus climber.
Okay.
So it's sort of kind of built to look like the Rose of Sharon with the pinks and the purples and the green and sort of, bushy and scrunchy. So it's really cool because there's 3 entrances to the climber. You can start from the top and work your way down. You can start from the bottom and work your way up. Or if you're still kind of interested in figuring it all out, you can start in the middle and take your time. And it's really cool to watch the kids figure it out.
I love that. And you have programs for kids. Now, Dan, I know that you do gardening at home. And now, did you start, like when you were a kid, was anybody in your family, did they have a green thumb? Were you out in the garden with them?
My mom, my grandma, vegetables mainly. When you said Rose of Sharon, that was my grandma's favorite. And so I have one literally like right in the front of my house. Like, I just remember, whenever I see it, that's my grandma Josie's. That was her favorite thing. So yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh, yeah. No, we and my husband loves to garden. Like literally our backyard from the ground all the way up to the roof of our garage is green beans and cucumbers and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, no, it's just kind of fun. It's soothing and it's just nice. But like the way that you explained the children's garden, it's just like overall an experience just to walk around and there's no agenda, there's no nothing. You're just kind of just going with the flow and and I think that's just really cool. And it really does like trigger the kids' curiosity, and it's like, what's that? I'm gonna go check that out now. And there you go. It's
I appreciate that. It's really cool. We have 4 acres under glass, and then we also have 10 acres outside. So we're actually in the process of changing our name to Garfield Park Conservatory and Gardens to remind people that we're not just a place to come in the winter. You can come year round and explore the 10 acres outside, which, talk about wandering and exploring. So next, we just opened the children's garden. We also have under development Child Wild. It's a 4-acre parcel out back, and that'll be a little bit more challenging physically for like maybe older kids. So not only do we want to be inclusive, we also want to be, 0 to 13, 14, 15. And then we also have a teen program for teenagers called Urban Roots. And then, of course, everybody's a child at heart. So you can hang out basically forever at the conservatory, from 0 to however old you get to be.
I love that. And I also love some of the events you have coming up, including the Artists Flower Power Pigments. This looks amazing.
Yeah. So we added a third show in the summer, again, to make sure people understand we have these gardens outside. So usually every year we do, it's called the Summer Show in the Artist Garden. So we'll choose an artist and then we'll plant the garden to kind of reflect the artist's work. But this year we decided to call it Pigments, and we're going to showcase and celebrate the plants and flowers that give us paint. So it'll be really beautiful and very colorful, obviously. And then we can do a lot of programming with outdoor plein air painting and watercolors. I think we have a henna program coming up. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff to do with the arts.
This is fantastic. And then when we come back, let's talk about the more information about the conservatory, about the gardens, programs. I want to come back and talk about programs for the kids. From, as you mentioned, from 0 to the programs from 0 to 3, and then each group, so that we get kids interested and excited about learning how to grow whether it's their own garden, their own vegetables and fruits. I started some. I just very slept. I call it chaotic gardening.
It's the best.
I just like we'll see what happens. I'll tell you why off the air. More after this on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150. We're in studio with my guest co-host, Dan Schaefer. By the way, we're getting a lot of texts about people liking your shirt, so I guess folks are watching us today.
I love it.
And the other person you'll see is Jayne Van Valkenburg of Garfield Park Conservatory, and they've just reopened their children's garden. Everyone go to garfieldconservatory.org. Again, that's garfieldconservatory.org to learn more about all of that. We'll talk about Floratica. Am I saying it correctly? Floratica.
Okay.
I want to say it again. Floratica. 2026. More in a moment. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
No detours, no distractions. Just bold ideas and real talk. This is Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation here at WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150. Thank you for those of you who are tuning in digitally on Facebook and YouTube or listening on our podcast, because our shows are available as podcasts wherever you tune in. Joining me in studio, our guest co-host Dan Schaefer, the host of Politini, available also where podcasts are available, in addition to Tuesdays with Josie. So learn more about Dan and the conversations he's having here and other places, apparently. Fine, digitally, all the things.
Okay.
I'm just need to talk to other people. Also joining us in studio is our friend from the Garfield Conservatory. Go to garfieldconservatory.org to learn about the country's third largest conservatory and more about their gardens, because they're not just a conservatory. We're just not as big as the other ones. Fine, whatever. Jayne Van Valkenburg of Garfield Park Conservatory. They just reopened their children's garden. I was telling a little bit about gardening with my son when he was little, and it's just exciting to be out there in the garden with your kid and see just the the growth, because you also learn about their own growth, and cycles and seasons and things like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know, my brain's going to go here. You're inspiring me, but I always talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I always thought that connection to nature needed to be on there as well.
Yes.
Right? I think it's crucial for human development to understand nature and understand where your food comes from. And, everyone breathing on Earth needs plants to be alive.
Yes.
So let's appreciate them. Let's maybe connect with them and understand them and understand where your food comes from. We also have one section of our garden outside that's called the Urban Demonstration Garden. And so that's all raised beds that show people how to grow in a city-sized lot, perhaps, or container gardening so that you can,
I will be doing that.
What's that?
I will be doing that.
Yes. The whole Herbs and Hordo city in a garden, right? So we try and make it super easy to learn about composting and gardening in a container and all the things you need to do to stay connected to nature in Chicago.
That's fantastic.
Not hard. Yeah.
Are you finding more people reaching out concerned about the rising costs of
Absolutely.
I was wondering about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Garfield Park has a long history of community gardening because there's a food desert out there, right? So there's not a lot of grocery stores, so people have always had to kind of rely on growing their own fresh produce. So we have the urban demonstration garden, but also kind of back of house. So not quite as, pretty presentation garden wise. We have what we call the giving garden. And so we start seedlings out there, produce plants out there. And then we donate the seedlings to the community gardens. And we also have a ton of programs called the Young Apprentice Horticulture Program. So we're trying to teach more young people how to garden, how to produce their own food. We partner with the Garfield Park Community Council Community Garden Network. many words there. And there's tons of community gardens in Garfield Park. They actually offer a tour of all the community gardens in Garfield Park where people are growing their own food. And so it's out of necessity, due to the food desert, but also, yes, to the rising cost. A lot more people are getting into it.
Yeah, I would imagine. And also, there's also social media that's inspiring people too, which is kind of wonderful. Right. I told you I'm doing chaotic gardening because I saw this guy just like, he's got a couple of acres, right? Okay. So he's just out there like tossing seeds and beans and stuff like that.
Seeing what comes up type thing.
Yeah, and I was just like, I will go outside and do that right now. Yeah. I did. I had like a packet of wildflowers, like it's supposed to have like possibly purple cone flowers. And I used to have a really beautiful butterfly garden. I had purple cone flowers, black-eyed Susans, and all that. Yeah. So I just recently planted some foxglove and also some black-eyed Susans again in the hopes that I will be able to keep them. At any rate, meaning just hopefully they survive. Yeah. You never know what happens in your garden. Tell me about Floratica.
Sure.
It's a fun word to say. I love seeing it. I love this runway of dazzling wardrobe made out of flowers.
Yes.
What is happening in front of my face?
Yeah, I want to say it's like the 15th year that we've been doing this event, and it sells out in like 5 minutes. And so people that know about it are like totally committed and love it. It is, I think this year we have 18 looks made entirely out of plants and flowers. Wow. And it's all florists from around Chicago. We do it in October to respect their schedule, right?
Sure.
Can't do it in the wedding season. And we turn Horticulture Hall into a runway show, and it's a fashion floral runway show during Chicago Fashion Week, and it is fantastic. It's spectacular.
So
the
cool.
creativity and you can't like make it and like let it hang out for a few weeks. So they show up at 7 a.m. on show day, and we have a green room, and they have their table and their workstation, and they start building the dress that day.
They make it work like Project Runway.
Yeah. And then the models show up at like 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock for their fitting, and then they put the gowns onto the models, and it's really something to see.
I went to I think I've been to maybe in the past I'd been to fundraisers that do sort of like fun stuff. They have some of the volunteers do it, and then Ken Mejia Beal was in a runway show last year, and it was all reclaimed materials, all like like everything plastics and all kinds of all wonderful, and he looked fantastic. He was carrying the weight of the world that was injured, and so I want to go to this as well this year. I want to go to both.
It looks really fun.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a great fundraiser, and it raises money for our Urban Roots Teen Environmental Justice Program. And so we do it every year, and we have a great time. It's really fun.
This is great. And of course, we've been talking about the reopening of the children's garden in addition to, so you said that you have 4 acres outside? How many?
10 acres outside, 4 under glass. Yeah. And the children's garden is a 6,000 square foot area. So it's got this playground sort of, or play features kind of nestled within tropical plants, and then you climb up to this 20-story climber and go down the slide. And then we also do layer on programming, so we have 16 hours of free programming every week, family programming, drop in. You can come whenever is convenient for you. We're open late on Wednesday nights, and we have family programming on Wednesday nights. This summer we have free concerts. Not every Wednesday, but there's at least one a month throughout the summer where you can come in and have a free concert on a Wednesday evening. So there's just tons of stuff to do. We do almost too much, I think.
What's interesting too is that there are so many spaces in Chicago. When you talk about people saying hidden gem, I get that, and I think that it's from people who I'm in this space of learning more through social media a little bit because I live here in the Northwest Side. We don't have we tend to go to the suburbs from this part of the city. I would say maybe Lincoln Park, and I think that we do need to expand and be going to the Garfield Park Conservatory because you have something I just saw recently in another building, which is the Good Things Vending, which is such a unique and wonderful. For folks who haven't seen this yet, there's I believe is it a woman that started the Good Things Vending?
Death Crim.
Yeah, and it's a vending machine, and it's everything from like tarot cards to like maybe something you need in an emergency, but like featuring artists' work and a vending. Oh my God! I mean, it's really wonderful.
Yeah, I saw her on social media,
right?
And I reached out to her and I said we would love to have one of these at Garfield Park and at the conservatory, and she teared up. She's like, "That's my favorite place in Chicago. It's a dream come true." Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And so we took the opportunity. Actually, they always partner with an artist to put a mural on the vending machine itself. And because we're trying to drive people outside more and help them understand that we have these 10 acres outside, we also had the artist do the whole hallway in a mural. So it transformed it from what looked like an old service hallway out from the Desert House into this magical thing with the vending machine. Our vending machine has a book, like a row of books, like a $10 paperback. You can, if you forgot to bring a book with you.
Yeah. So you can sit in the gardens and read.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Persian lilies are not real. These are just glass. These are floating glass.
Yeah,
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's from Dale Chihuly. So
I remember he had a whole thing there years ago.
Yeah, it was 20 plus years ago. I want to say 24 years ago now. And,
I remember when he was here for that.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that. Oh, I haven't been there since Chihuly, and I'm like,
get your butts over there.
Yeah. So that is the remaining piece from that original show, and we were one of the first garden kind of facilities that he ever displayed in, and it kind of launched his career. So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's
a rich history you got there. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and ours are cool because there's koi swimming around them.
Really?
They're in a pond. So the koi kind of swim around the glass.
We gotta get over there.
Lilies.
Yeah, we definitely have to get over there.
They have a labyrinth garden, so it's good, which is good for meditating, walking and just thinking and just looking at your feet and seeing where you go. I learned that. I learned that a long time ago. I haven't done that in a while.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's carpool down there.
Done. All right. Sounds good to me.
Let's go.
There's
Jen,
so much to do.
Is there anything? And by the way, she brought me some lovely gifts. I want to thank you so much. That's what we have to talk about. Is the beehive?
Yeah. So I brought some honey from our hives. I'm gonna get. I shouldn't say the number of hives because I don't think I know the right number, but I think we have upwards of 20 hives on the campus, and so they are in an area kind of. We display where the bees are, and we do training. So you can do hands-on beekeeping courses. You can watch our beekeeper take care of the bees, and that's our Inspired by Nature book.
This is so generous of you. Really appreciate that.
Our beautiful facility. Lots of special stuff going on at the Garfield Park Conservatory. Pretty much for anybody.
By the way. I love that.
We're not profit. I had to go to the sale aisle.
Well, I promise you I will use all of these things and be a cheerleader on the Northwest side for the Garfield Park Conservatory. That's what we should do. I wonder if there's a guy who leads walks in Chicago, like he does a walk every month. I wonder if, this would be a long haul.
Yeah.
Presumably you have to find public transportation back, but he walks like different parts of the city. So
I think I've seen that gentleman. And we actually last weekend just had the Bank of America Half Marathon through the West Side, which is fantastic. It's the 5th year, and it showcased all the West Side parks. It was fantastic. Cool. I think there was 10,000 runners that came through our neighborhood. It was great.
Well, congratulations on the reopening and on the hard work that I know. Thanks to another reason. Thank you so much. Everyone go to garfieldconservatory.org. Hopefully we'll all be online trying to get our tickets for Floridica coming up. Stay tuned. You have to keep checking in to see when the tickets go on sale because I have to beat you out of getting tickets or we'll go together. Thank you so much, Jen. I hope traffic is okay for a Friday night going back too. Appreciate it. Totally anytime. Let us know if you have events coming up or something you want if you on the phone or in person. We'd love to have you.
So much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Coming up in just a moment, joining us on Zoom will be Scott Stantis, the political cartoonist for the Chicago Tribune. That's the other way you can join us. It's on Zoom too.
Oh, nice.
You want to do it that way. So we'll continue our conversation when we come back on WCPT and KKN 1150. I do it really fast because I'm late.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez.
From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. I have really good news about that theme song writer, performer, musician. Steve Goody is going to be in the Chicagoland area the first week of July performing in Evanston. We'll have him on the air soon to talk about that event. So stay tuned. Go to stevegoody.com to learn more. I just realized I should let you guys know that. Joining me in studio right now is my guest co-host, Dan Schaefer. He's the host of Palatini, as well as Tuesdays with Josie. And on the line with us right now, I can't believe I've never introduced you two to each other. Scott Stantis, who is the political cartoonist for the Chicago Tribune, and one of my early guests when I just started. I don't even, was I even full time yet at WGN when you started coming on the show?
Yes, you had just
gotten. Well, this was the murder of the journalist in Paris.
Yes, that's Charlie Hebdo.
Yeah, Charlie Hebdo. That was when we brought you in because that attack was over a cartoon, correct?
Yeah, they were upset that they ridiculed Islam, but they ridiculed Catholicism and everything else. I mean, that's just the nature of that newspaper. And so I'm still, they're doing a special at the National Cartoon Society. They're having an honor, a special honor for Gary Trudeau. Do you remember what he said during the Charlie Hebdo thing? Gary Trudeau is the creator of the comic strip Doonesbury. He said he said, and I'm barely paraphrasing, guys. That they pretty much had it coming. I'm not kidding. A cartoonist saying a cartoonist deserved to be shot.
Wow.
Because they had the temerity to ridicule a religion.
Wow. No, that's
and now
horrifying.
they're handing him an award. It's just like, okay.
God. Well, that was how we met. Was and we've been friends ever since. And we got into some skirmishes on the air because a few because I did not tell you this. Like yourself, Dan Schaefer is also a recovering Republican.
I am, yes, libertarian then Republican now. Yeah.
I'm kind of going back libertarian, but then the party's kind of losing its mind because it's always had those types.
Yes.
Can I put it that way? And one of my very best friends, in fact, my wife and I, our very, very, very best friend, was a gay Republican back, and that's how we met in the 70s.
Okay. When
the party, I have a party hanging on my bulletin board that Republicans for Choice. Remember when they used to have those?
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, back then. I cannot find words. To describe the reason that I was, I was a Republican was, I think, very different than people are Republicans today. We were visiting some folks, and they are pro-Trump, and an old college friend, and it's just like, they're just angry. They're angry. Why? And I'm just like, for what?
Right.
What could you possibly be angry about?
Yeah.
Well, them. They're trying to take it away. They're not trying to take anything away from you. Nothing.
Right. Exactly.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zilch. Nada. They're not going to come into your house and take your sofa.
Right.
It's just, that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But this whole and the narrative driven by Fox News and all that, I can't in good conscience be a Republican anymore by any stretch. And supporting Doug Jones, who's running for governor here. I know Doug very, very well. It's Alabama's a state of 4.5 million. It's not a lot of people, really. And so the smart ones float to the top.
And your current governor is an interesting person.
Governor Nima.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, the Republicans just nominated Tommy Tuberville, who doesn't friggin' live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, he doesn't live here. He voted in Florida 2 years ago. He files his state taxes in Florida. He lives there. He's done come to Florida. It's the best. So as soon as he was canned from his job here as coach of Auburn University, he left.
Yeah.
And, I don't care if it's Alabama or if it's, Illinois or whatever. If you leave the state, that's pretty much a sign that you don't like it.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Until you want to be governor.
So he's the Republican nominee, and the Republican Party has reopened. Are you sitting down? Has reopened its investigation because it's going to go to court, and he's going to lose because, guys, he hasn't lived in Alabama.
Yeah, but
the state constitution, real quick background.
Yeah, go ahead. Please tell us.
The state constitution says that you have to be a resident of Alabama for, it's a weird number, 8.5 years. Where the half comes from, I don't know, but you have to 8.5 years. And he simply hasn't. He's trying to say, well, my wife and son own some property out there near Auburn. I'm going, yeah, my son owns property. Doesn't make me a resident.
Right.
Or what?
Yeah.
And, the Republican Party, even the Republican Party, and I have to say, even the Republican Party can't quite cotton this lie. I mean, it just can't.
That's when you know you've fallen at that point.
Yes.
When the Republicans are being like, wait, what's going on right now? That's when you know.
He lied about this?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like any rules apply to Republicans anymore. I mean, it seems as though obviously there are court cases that are deciding otherwise, but I just don't feel as though
there's no accountability.
It doesn't carry any weight with anybody, or that they follow through on that, especially when it comes to elections. We have all these election laws or rules and all these, like, for example, just like even the small ones about not campaigning inside the blue cones in Illinois, right? Like nobody enforces that.
Right.
I mean, we almost came to it was a yelling match at one place because all the other campaigns, I couldn't be photographed inside those cones. Like my representative, Lindsay LaPointe, walked. You're not supposed to wear your campaign material, and she was walking back and forth inside the area of the campaigning. happening. You're not supposed to have any electioneering going on. At any rate, but nobody follows through, and like they get a slap on the hand. Like even in our legislature, we have people who are breaking the rules, and they're just like, throw up their hands and go, oh well, I guess
what's
that
the point?
happened. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I would be interested to see, like, your Constitution might say that, but like, what's the enforcement of that? You know what I mean? Like, who enforces
the party
that?
is the first line of enforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Republican Party is supposed to be the first line of enforcement.
Yep.
But, I mean, yeah, they're going, what are you going to do? It's like a 1950s, burlesque comedian. It's so strange. And so Doug Jones, who was elected to the United States Senate against, of all people, beat Roy Moore.
I mean,
by 1.5 points.
The fact that it was that close. I mean,
Roy Moore,
I'm not surprised, but yeah.
Having cartooned here at the Birmingham News for 13 years, I knew I chronicled the rise of Roy Moore, who was, oh golly, bat crap crazy. I mean, he was just wow. You just met the guy, and it was kind of scary because the guy was clearly, he had the clenched teeth, vacant eye stare. The fact that they nominated him to be a U.S. Senator was mind-boggling. It's just, we went through a period where I thought things were getting better. We had elected. When I came to Alabama, there was a governor by the name of Fob James. I'm not making this up. That was his name.
Okay.
His name was Fob, and Fob was a doofus, which will surprise no one. And I cartooned about that. He lost the following election to Democrat Donald Sigelman. Donald Sigelman then lost to Bob Riley. Bob Riley was a fantastic. Talk about ego, but I'm going to let it flout mine for just a moment. But I actually encouraged him to run for president in 2000 because I thought he was that good of a governor.
Wow.
I thought, if you run, I will suspend my career and I'll work for your campaign.
Holy cow!
Okay.
He was really smart, very charismatic. I think, and he would have kicked George W. Bush's butt. I mean, it would have been, he would have gotten the nomination. Now, whether or not he would have won against Al Gore, who knows?
Yeah.
And then they elected another Republican, a guy who's a doctor. He literally changed his name to doctor so he could appear as a doctor. You can't have Jeez. You think I'm making this stuff up?
I believe you 1,000%.
And it turns out, and he had an aide. I'm doing air quotes here. Always great for radio. That his wife got suspicious of, and she, in a very clever Bond-esque escapade, she left her phone. The first lady left her phone in the kitchen where she knows those two would be, and those two didn't recognize that a phone was there. And apparently,
okay.
Said and made noises. And so the governor had to leave, and that's how we got Governor Mima.
Wow!
Who now wants to kill people using like nitrogen or whatever the hell she wants to use. It's we want to kill people. Essentially, we want to get a big pillow here in Alabama and just put it over their faces. It's horrible. It's horrible because they can't find anyone to do the lethal injection. We never really have the discussion that we shouldn't have the death penalty at all.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know. I've always been.
Yeah, go ahead. You've always
death penalty.
You've always been against the death penalty? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting, we've talked about that before as well. Now, Dan often listens to conservative radio because he wants to keep his, finger on the pulse of what they're talking about. Yes, Dan.
Yeah.
Do you have any updates for us so you can fill us in on including our recovering Republican on the line with us?
Yeah. I even dab a little bit in Newsmax today, which I don't normally do. That was it's a healthy, we're all talking about this big bash that is going to be happening at the White House, which it just looks like a circus, but everybody's loving it. And I am noticing even Fox News is becoming skeptical about this whole Iran deal peace treaty thing that
really?
I think we're at like 39 times or 49 times we said something is going to happen really, really soon and we're going to be really, really happy about it. Even like Perino's she's not having it. Even Greg Gutfeld was kind of like, okay, well, we'll see when it actually happens type thing. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. All right. They're talking about that. They're playing down the whole inflation thing.
But it's great. He loves inflation.
Yeah. I mean, everybody should love inflation. I mean, just go to a grocery store. They're playing it up and, they're not talking about approval ratings. They're not talking about, the fact that even though apparently Iran has been decimated, yet they were still able to shoot down one of our helicopters. I mean, so it's just, So I mean, it's a cluster, over there. It really is. But everyone's smiling and everyone's having a great time. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
How are they playing the cage match there on the West Lawn?
They think because UFC is such a part of American history, and there are some 20-some million people that follow it. This is exactly the way to do it. And then they did point out that presidents in the past have hosted events like this. And I think George W. Bush had like a tennis match or something, and I think Obama did like a basketball thing with kids and stuff. No, they did not do any of that stuff. No,
so wild.
Yeah, this is like the greatest thing.
That's true.
Well, no, they didn't do any of that. Yeah. I mean, they had events like that, but it wasn't like destroying, the grounds and stuff that we now have to go back and pay to fix. Yep. It's not going to be an easy thing. And then he had like those snide comments about like, well, maybe they left the Eiffel Tower was supposed to be temporary, so maybe this will just stay around. And it's just like you look at it, and it looks to me. Honestly, I was telling my husband, I was like, I feel like I'm at Six Flags Great America right now. Like, I feel like I look at the People's House, and I feel like I'm at an amusement park. Yeah, and honestly, it is kind of like an amusement park. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, They had to give them shiny things.
Right.
Scott, are you hearing any Republicans in your area or any conservatives or MAGA that are jazzed about this?
Well, they love it because it's another way to own the libs. People who read books, those book readers. Oh, God. They don't watch the UFC. They don't. And that's where I always thought that he was brilliant. He has his pulse on that crowd. And I don't know how, given his upbringing, the financial strata in which he's always occupied, but he seems to know what they like, and they love the fact that he owns the libs. Mm-hmm. They just love that.
That's all they want.
Newsmax, which used to be a really interesting news outlet. I mean, it was for about, in its inception, at least from what I saw, to today. Today, it's like anything Trump, anything he does is just Jake with them, that this is A-OK. This has never happened. And by the way, Dan, tell me I'm wrong. I'm going to guess that neither Newsmax nor Fox nor Conservative Talk Radio is mentioning the Trump family financial position in the UFC.
Oh, no. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was The View that was talking about it.
He's blending all of his talking heads.
I watched all of it. They all blend. But they're selling gold coins, Donald Trump gold coins for $12,000 a piece.
Oh my God!
And
to put next to their gold phones that never showed up.
They own stock in they have an financial interest in the UFC. It's insane. But I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form. No, OAN and Newsmax for sure are playing it down. I think Fox News mentioned it because they were excited about it.
Well, Scott will have to talk about it next week. Scott will be joining me again next Friday at 6:30. Scott Stantis, the political cartoonist for the Chicago Tribune, joins us. Will be joining us regularly because I demanded it. Yes, because we got too far away from it. I want to tell both
Can
you. Yes, please. I
interrupted. See how rude I am?
No, you're fine. Before I forget, because Warren Price wanted me to pass along hellos to both of you, because Warren will be on the air. He has a show on Saturday mornings now, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Hawk takes the wheel, so he'll be on tomorrow morning with a great conversation. And yes, please self-promote. You're coming into Chicago soon.
I am. I'm coming in there next week. We're going to do a presentation at the Newberry Library this Thursday, June 18th at 6 p.m. with two other cartoonists talking about cartooning in wartime in America. It's going to be really interesting. It's actually kind of filling up. It's free, but they do have limited space, so check it out. We'd love to have you there. Like I said, Newberry Library, Thursday, 6 p.m.
Excellent. Look forward to having you in town, too. So I look forward to seeing your face for real. Have a good night. My messaging, but thank you so much, Scott. Take care.
Good seeing you, Dan.
Good talking with you. Yeah, definitely.
Take care. When we come back, we're going to talk to Paul Shivari about some of the UFC things, but in particular, we're going to talk about the New York Knicks and the, $10 million nap that Drowsy Donnie took on our dime.
Yep.
And what people are doing to hopefully cleanse the stadium. More after this on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Thank you, everybody, for being here and tuning in wherever you might be in the world.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
No detours, no distractions. Just bold ideas and real talk. This is Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. I have to apologize to our guest on the line because we went a little long on our segment with Scott Stantis. Paul Shivari does not deserve to be on hold that long. So let's get right to it. Dan Schaefer joins me in studio. Paul Shivari on the line. I wanted to have Paul because the Sports Cubicle is on Sunday nights here on WCPT, 9 p.m. I'm going to miss somebody. I know it's with Devin, Mike Mercado, Paul Shivari. Who am I missing?
Dan Marver.
Dan Marver. Do I know Dan? That's probably.
I don't think you've met Dan before. He was kind of a holdover from the show that we inherited from Jerry Riles.
Ah, okay. All right. So, well, let's talk about what happened this week earlier with Donald Trump. Can you in your wildest imagination having the opportunity to be in a box, an executive box at a championship game, historic championship game, and just like he's taking a nap. You're taking a nap. Can you imagine falling asleep?
Well, I mean, he's 80 years old and it's way past his bedtime, and he's got to save up his energy to send out whatever mean tweets or whatever Truth Social posts he needed to put out that night.
Yeah.
Probably some negotiations with Iran that went wayward. Who knows?
Yeah, I agree. Now, Dan Schaefer, I don't know if you're familiar with some of the superstitions that fans have about like what they need to do in order for their teams to win. But there are folks. Have you seen the videos of people doing the sage rituals around the stadium to cleanse it from the negative energy?
Oh, I haven't seen it at all.
I've seen clips of it. Yeah,
isn't that hysterical?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's in a lot of cultures, sage is supposed to like remove bad spirits and because I contend, Paul, that if I kind of, this is really horrible to all the Knicks fans. I kind of need the Knicks now to lose the whole thing so they can deeply, with a rage that is unknown to most human beings, their rage against the president is all I'm saying.
Well, and also the Chicago and you should also be rooting against the Knicks too for all those series in the 90s. But it looked like for a minute there, either like 3/4 of the game on Game 4, that it looked like Donald Trump had cursed them. But then the most amazing comeback in NBA Finals history just put the Knicks one win away from winning the whole thing.
Oh man!
Yeah, were they like 29 points behind, and then they came right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was amazing to watch. But I mean, the energy in Madison Square Garden was incredible, and you had even like Larry David had joy on his face. So it must have been a big experience if that man can find joy in an experience like that.
Yeah, no kidding. So the Knicks win by 1. So is the next game tonight? I believe it's tonight, correct?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. All right, so tomorrow night at 7:30. Now you seems want the Spurs to win. Is that right?
I don't really care for either team. I guess like the other part that bothers me is the Spurs would win their 6th title if they win this one, and that would be as many as the Bulls since the Bulls won their 6th title.
No,
so yeah. So I mean, I guess I prefer the Spurs over the Knicks, but either way, it's just it hurts me as a Bulls fan to see that teams can actually like consistently win without Michael Jordan.
I was just gonna say somebody made a comment about that, like, Chicago, we not all of our teams had Jordan for 6 seasons.
Right.
Yeah.
I just pulled up some of the information about the World Cup. It's really weird because I think about the World Cup as I have friends who would get up at like 2, 3 in the morning to go watch it at some bar that's carrying the games in other parts of the world. But it's here, which is weird. Are you watching the World Cup somewhere?
Oh, absolutely. I've caught all 3 games so far. I can't wait for USA versus Paraguay tonight. I kind of like that it's at normal times so that I don't have to wake up at 3 in the morning to watch a match. But at the same time, I trained for this. I watch so much Premier League soccer that I'm used to waking up at 6 in the morning to watch a match that I kind of want them to have an early one this year.
Oh man, yeah. So okay, now tell me where are the cities that are hosting World Cup games?
So there's 3 in Mexico, I believe 2 in Canada, and then scattered all throughout the U.S. I don't think I'd be able to name all. Oh, actually, no, I have a sheet in front of me. Let's see if I can do this now. Vancouver, Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Guadalajara, Mexico City, Monterrey, Houston, Dallas, Kansas City, Atlanta, Miami, Toronto, Boston, Philadelphia, New York.
Holy cats.
Okay.
Man, that is exciting. I know that there was like one Scotsman who was going to go across the country to like bring awareness for mental health leading up to the World. Like his goal was to, I think, start in Los Angeles and walk I think he was walking across the country to end up in Boston to bring attention. So I didn't get to follow his whole thing. But so Scotland is playing Haiti tomorrow at 8. As Paul mentioned, the United States is playing. When is their game? Is that tonight at 8?
Their game is tonight at 8:00. That's correct.
Against Paraguay. And then, so right now, so Mexico, I don't understand how soccer works.
Well, what do you need to know? Maybe I can help.
Yes. So, okay. So Mexico is in first place with the same number of wins, but is it because of with the same number of wins as South Korea, but they are in first place? What does it say? GD? What's a
goal differential? Okay. Because they beat South Africa by 2 goals. They probably have a +2, whereas South Korea won by 1 goal, so they're at a +1.
Okay, I gotcha. So that's how that. I have no idea, honestly. My mom loves soccer. I did not inherit that, but it's exciting. I mean, I love Ted Lasso. If that helps.
Yeah, no, I think that does help. I think that's a good introduction.
Yeah, it's fun. It is. I enjoy it. I just it's like I watched some of the World Cup when the women won, like back in the 90s, and that was Mia Hamm and whoever took their shirt off, which is very exciting.
Brandy Chastain at the Rose Bowl, 1999.
Yeah, it was very cool. So it's exciting. Now, do you have favorites aside from? I mean, how do you think the United States is gonna compete compared to other countries? Where do we fall on this?
I think if they made it to the round of 16, that would be just as good as they did the last 4 years. That would be just about right for them in terms of their ranking. I think with the home field advantage, if they made it past that round to like the quarterfinal, semifinal, that would be miraculous. I don't think they're going to make it to the final. And it's only been European and South American teams that have won the World Cup. So I think that'll continue to be the trend this year. And some of the usual favorites, like France, Brazil, Argentina, Spain, I think it'll be one of those teams. I don't think it's going to be too surprising.
And then where can folks, I don't even know where I can watch these games. I have no idea.
What, in terms of like what channels are carrying it? Or
is it Fox?
So it's in English on Fox, in Spanish on Telemundo and Peacock. And then I believe FS1 has some of the games that Fox is not carrying.
Okay. I get excited about a good game. That's how I got excited about the WNBA a few years ago with Caitlin Clark. I mean, now, are there players that you're keeping your eye on, whether they're ours or from around the world? I don't know any of the big names.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Kylian Mbappe with France, as well as, I don't know his first name, but Dembélé, who won the Ballon d'Or, which is like the French, this prestigious French award for best player of the year. Personally, I like Mohamed Salah from Egypt. Of course, with the United States, there's Kristen Pulisic, and I personally like Weston McKennie, who's like a midfielder kind of distributor. There's so much star power. Of course, Messi with Argentina. Everyone's looking at Ronaldo to answer back to what Argentina did 4 years ago and lead Portugal to a World Cup for their first time. So, there's all sorts of stars on every single team. You just kind of have to, find your team and find your guy and see what you want to root for.
I will tune in. At the very least, have it on the background to support the United States team, because I know, and Mexico. I will do that as well. And I know that there have been some stories, some worries about tourism. Do we have any? Are there any reports about what their expectations were before the Trump administration's scaring other people in other countries from coming to the United States? Do we know if that's been if there's a way to track any of that? Are there any reports on it?
I've only heard some reports about there were some issues, coming into the country, but I think some were released. I had known a couple months ago, Senegal has like an intense fan base where I'd figured out eventually that the government pays their people to go and represent them, but they're so exciting to watch because they'll like wear like makeup and all these outfits, and they'll like have choreographed dances, and they'll be banging drums. And I think they made it into the country, but I won't know until I see them play France later on this week. But the whole point of hosting the World Cup is being able to receive all of these different fan bases. And with the United States, of course, it comes with caveats. And just the way the entire Iran football team has been treated, how all of their games are in the United States, but they have to train in Mexico because they weren't guaranteed any sort of safety from the FIFA World Peace Prize winner, nonetheless. But yeah, I think if you're gonna host the tournament, you should be able to guarantee the safety of the players.
Yeah, agreed. Well, Paul Shivari will be on Sunday night. I'm sure talking about do you have anything lined up, or is it a lot of it what happens over the next couple of days with events?
It's really what happens in the next couple of days, but I guarantee no matter where the NBA Final Series is at, we'll talk about that. No matter where the Stanley Cup Final Series is, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about where the World Cup, is at that point. How did the U.S. do on Friday night? And then all of the controversies kind of surrounding it. And the Bears Stadium, I've been updating that on a weekly basis. And even though there doesn't seem a lot of news happening with that, there's still people covering it, and there's still a lot of questions, and it's not a done deal. And it was kind of cute to see everyone freak out about Indiana last week when you really peel it back, it's just as messed up as Illinois right now. So it's not going away, It's not going away. Mike Mercado brought up a really good point. I don't know if he said this on the air last week, but he said it off the air, and that was there's a good chance that Caleb Williams never plays in the new stadium as a Chicago Bear.
Wow. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Well, that is Paul Shivari, one of the members of the hosts of the Sports Cubicle here on WCPT, 9 p.m. Tune in to catch up on all things in their conversations, in particular sports related. Thank you so much, Paul. Look forward to catching up with you next week and listening to your show Sunday.
Thank you, Patty. Thanks for having me, and good to talk to you, Dan.
You always my friend.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Let's take a break here. When we come back, we are going to bring in a guest that I have wanted to spend more time at the cafe, Baked by Jayne on Northwest Highway here on the Northwest Side. And when I stopped in a couple weeks ago, I saw that she does a veterans meetup that I want to talk about, and also about her wonderful pastries and coffee and events there. More in a moment on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Well, now there are pastries in the studio that I have to share with Dan. Dan, I have cookies. I have all kinds of tasty treats because
I'm game.
Our friend Jayne from Baked by Jayne is in studio with us. A couple of years ago, several years ago, first of all, I've known her for a while. I don't know how long she was at my park. Honestly, I just know I was on the Gladstone Park Advisory Council, and we coordinated on movies in the park and events for families. And so she has now opened a cafe, because I know this is what you were planning at the time. Yeah. So hi, come on closer to that microphone. I should have scooted you a little bit. I apologize for that. You're perfect. So I don't know that much about you. So I am going to ask you, where did you grow up, my friend?
Right here, right in Jefferson Park, right off of Northwest Highway, right across the street from Herbert Bowling Alley. Actually, in fact, right across the street from Gladstone Park, right off of Manila. I didn't know that. The first 4 years, I'm Manila, and then moved to Northwest Highway. So definitely born and raised in Jefferson Park.
Is it? I grew up on Northwest Highway, 6100 block.
5281. But yeah.
How did we not know each other before?
Several houses down from you. Is my aunt's house, and we used to live in the apartment above.
Oh, funny. So the Northwest Side has a lot of Dutch colonial houses of folks. Yes. I feel like I don't know how much history you know about it, but we bought our house from the woman who was born in the house in 1924 or 1926, something like that. Yeah. But it was kind of like an original subdivision over here. You know what I mean? Sort of like a little, just the outskirts of because Norwood Park was all farmland.
It feels that way.
Doesn't it?
It's like a small little suburb of the Northwest Side. That's why I kind of love our Jefferson Park, Norwood Park,
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so we met when you were is it Park Rec leader?
Park supervisor. Of Gladstone, yeah.
So, and I know several people who've worked for the Park District. Myself, I only worked as a lifeguard. Yeah, it's and I'm so excited for you in this new part of your life. How long did you want to open a cafe? For how long did you have this dream in your mind?
Definitely not long at all. So I worked for the Park District for 23 years. Absolutely loved every single minute of it. I just knew that there was a time when I just was done. I was ready to move on, ready to move up. A lot of people were like, don't do it. Chose to do it. Kind of was on my way home. There's a side note. I did an ayahuasca trip prior to me opening the restaurant.
Okay.
Went to Colombia, Still,
you did ayahuasca.
I did.
So
you have to detox. You have to do all. I had to like stop all like with my doctor's permission. You stop anything you're on at that moment.
I don't think everybody knows what ayahuasca is. I only knew about this from being in Los Angeles. Do you know what ayahuasca is? So you'll have to tell folks. Do you want to?
I can.
Yeah, if I know we didn't bring you in to talk about that, but well, this is something.
Maybe that's a sidebar.
Yeah,
but we can definitely talk about it.
It was a moment where you took this trip and you're kind of clearing your head.
You get a lot of clarity in everything. And it's definitely sanctuary by a Taita, and you go through all of these. God, I wasn't ready to talk about this at all.
You brought it up.
Ceremonies. Well, that's the beginning of it all, because none of this was in any of what I thought. And so when I drove past the building of 5481, wait, that kind of matches what happened in one of my ayahuasca trips. Yes. So with that being said, I called, or I inquired about the space to rent. My first sales pitch was, because I worked for the Park District, cute little cafe with a play space in the back, which it kind of turned into that.
Yeah.
But, I pitched
a play kitchen back there.
I do. And, the owner of the building is so great. He was just like, well, we're trying to look for alcohols, so I don't drink. So he gave me a shot. Fast forward, we opened this great bakery. Yes, I am Samantha Jayne, Jayne. But it's baked by Jayne because it's a play on words. At some point in the beginning, Danny and I, my partner, my boyfriend, we were thinking about infusing. Right. But we chose, because of after 2 years, this has created such a different atmosphere that's still on the back burner, but that has nothing comparison of what's going on right now, because it's just created such a great space. So our original idea was to have infused baked goods. And now it's turned into just this community spot that everybody should feel welcomed, and I hope that is the case.
I walked in there, and because it's been a long time, because I don't know. I know it was friends of mine from grade school actually had the barbecue place there before.
Yes,
Connie.
Connie Frick. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, we went to Our Savior Lutheran together. Yeah,
very patient. 2 years is rough. I mean, shout out to them. Shout out to Danny, who is my boyfriend. Just always being there for me, my family. Owning a business. Period is not easy, but Connie and Frank may definitely make it a lot easier sometimes.
Well, Dan, you have a small business doing funnel cakes at festival. I mean,
Yes, we do.
You to bake my Jayne. Yeah.
Get you out of fryer?
I will, absolutely. I've been known to operate a fryer or two or three.
Yes, we have some.
Yeah, the North Branch chicken was fantastic.
Yes, and he was awesome. Yes, love John.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that it's been like good people, in that space.
Yay.
And for whatever reason, the paths change.
I do hear that a lot. That is something I hear a lot from our customers. Oh, the turnover rate. This business is not easy, period. Restaurant is not easy. I'm shocked that I made it this far. And I'm proud of it.
You opened during the pandemic, didn't you?
No, I didn't. John did. So the North Branch Fried Chicken did just before me. So everybody has their individual story before Baked by Jayne. Honestly, it's not some kid traffic. It's not the worst spot ever. It's not the stinkiness. It's not anything that any of the customers think. It's simple stories. Someone wanted to start a family. They opened up another restaurant. Yeah. It's just all different stories. We're here to stay. We'll be here for a while.
Well, what I also found in this neighborhood,
the location is great.
Well, I think that what's gotten better and stronger. Well, one, has the grade school always had weekend soccer games and things like that? Because that was how I ended up by you. I was I wanted to use the track. I'm doing this thing, zombie 5K. I hate running. When I go running, I want to go stopping.
I love running.
Zombie 5K.
So you listen to, it's basically like you're being trained to go get supplies for this town that is being attacked. It's really fun. That's what I was in your shop that day, because I wanted to go to Hitch to run on their track, but there was all these families there, and I'm not going to be the 50-year-old woman running this track
from zombies,
right? So that's how I ended up in your shop, and I just, because of whenever we're out walking in the neighborhood, we have Declan's big tricycle. It's a little bit hard for us to be mobile, so I was really happy to go in there, and she's got this cute area with this almost mid-century modern furniture.
Yes,
and
it's
beautiful.
Some of that is vintage. Some of that,
a
lot of that decor is literally from Danny's family. Our family customers will donate some of these things. That's why I'm I know we're going to succeed so great, because the community just supports us so much in so many different ways, but that's one of them. Literally the vintage look. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I like, it feels like a wealth of riches over here on the Northwest side. Like, I grew up in Norwood, right? And so there's a thrift store that I love there, and they're right around the corner in the old optical shop. A coffee shop opened up there called October Cafe.
Yes, very cute.
And I just love it. Finally, doesn't it feel like finally we have these locations in the, because this neighborhood is a little working class, you know, a lot of tradespeople, a lot of firefighters and cops, which brings us to our conversation we're going to talk about in just a moment. We are in studio with Samantha Jayne. She is baked by Jayne on Northwest Highway. Remind folks the address over here.
Yeah, it's 5481 Northwest Highway, 60630.
And the reason I really wanted to, I mean, like, I want to support your small business, your incredible business, and you had a sign up about vets, and I happened to be there. The timing all worked out where I'm learning more about veteran meetups, and I want to talk about the work that you guys do. Let's take a break here. We're in studio with guest co-host Dan Schaefer, the host of Politini, and Tuesdays with Josie, both available wherever you listen to your podcasts. And I love his t-shirt too. People are texting about how much they love your t-shirt. More after this on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150 in Seattle, and KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul. And those of you watching online, we're glad that you're here.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
We're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation here on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150. Hi to our friends in Seattle and Minneapolis, St. Paul. I was listening to Matt McNeil the other day, and he was talking about how he wants to go to Seattle, do a broadcast, and I volunteered to co-host him with that. So we're trying to figure out how to get the station to pay for that, Dan. Our trip to Seattle and bring Lady B. I keep talking about road trips. I'm not doing another one until I can bring Lady B with me, unless it's, I mean, maybe Minocqua is the one I have to do. I have to thank our guests in the studio. First of all, Samantha Jayne, baked by Jayne on Northwest Highway over by here, who brought me a whole bag of treats. Now, you know,
thank you for having me today.
Oh, no, my pleasure.
Yes,
absolutely.
I appreciate this.
Of course. And so have you always been a baker? Was this something that you had
I actually, yes.
Yeah.
So growing up, if we wanted something like baked good like that, we'd have to make it ourselves. It wasn't like a store-bought, like cookie pack. We would make the brownies, make the cupcakes. Yeah. So definitely a base knowledge of baked goods, but nothing professional. Absolutely not professional.
You really brought me so much.
I did. I brought you my favorites. So my sister makes the cupcakes.
That cherry scone, by the way, was ridiculous.
The
you were right.
Scones are phenomenal.
Yes.
I did bring you some brookies, which are brownie and cookies put together. Those are my favorite. I did not bring any of my mom's butter cookies, which are fan favorites of everybody who walks in our door. But we definitely have some
and
amazing
cupcakes. What did you do over here? What is this?
They're all brown butter based. They're all so good. Absolutely delicious.
I feel like I'm watching Mary Poppins. That bag just doesn't end.
I like that. That's adorable.
Now I have to do the 10K zombie run.
Maybe.
Did you know Jen Pietka growing up then? Because she used to be my neighbor on the end of the block in the yellow house. Now it used to be a gray house.
I believe so.
Because she had like some sisters.
Not the best with names. You're really good with faces.
I'm the same.
I was at Gladstone for like 8 years towards the end.
Okay,
but
so you're after. I think you're after when Declan was in the day camp there.
I do. Yes.
Can I tell you how
there was a gap? Yeah,
they were incredible with him. I mean, like,
I love that. I love that.
My heart. They let him stay longer past the age range. So
that's
good.
A great supervisor and team for sure.
They were wonderful, and then they also were great at Rosedale, which was challenging because he's so drawn to water. At least at the time, he was when he was still walking, and he just. I mean, you guys, they were so wonderful at Gladstone Park. So thank you. And to that, I mean, our community has a lot of cops and firefighters.
Absolutely.
And I think it's 25% of all first responders live in the 16th district.
Yeah.
It does feel like
feels like a lot more.
Yeah, it's a lot. And there's a stigma, and I know there's a couple places that have popped up. There's something kind of wonderful and cozy about coming to your shop, I would imagine. So you do a vets meetup every Wednesday. So tell us, first of all, how did this come into existence?
Sure. Two sidebars. One of them is my brother-in-law went back to school, and this is kind of one of his niches. And so at a family party, he was like, hey, just a fun fact, which is not a fun fact. My father's a vet. Shout out to my dad who served Vietnam. Kind of become introverts. As we know, the older they get, less they speak. Sometimes my dad gets, quiet in his own ways. So when he's at the restaurant, without prompting anything, he'll sit there and smile at somebody or like, hey. So the gentleman will walk in with a Vietnam vet had as well, and my dad will spark up a conversation. He wouldn't have done that to anybody else. So when my brother-in-law said, hey, you should probably, have like a meetup, and I was like, wait, actually kind of already happens, but it's never like sanctuary. Like I never like, hey, look, meet. So then I was like, wait, let me start something. So the first couple of weeks we actually had a few people show up, but I absolutely love when the customers come in and see it. So I know that there's a lot of moms out there of all ages who are like, my son's back, he's not the same. Or wife's or sister. There's so many people who read this sign, snap a photo, and they're like, I have to tell, my husband, my sister, because it's not just a vet. I have CFD and CPD on there because there's a lot freaking going on right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And no one needs judgment. Just come, have a cup of coffee, have a scone, have a cupcake. I don't really care. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Do your thing. You don't even have to talk. All ages. And I already have everybody who comes in that,
Yeah, there's just something about just being in the space. Like you said, you don't even have to talk. Just being there in and of itself is
acknowledging
kind of
somebody else. You know?
When I ran for office, I'll never forget there was a firefighter who was telling me that basically 10% of his mental health is gone permanently. Like that was like he was the things he's done, the things that he's seen and done. Like it told me some of, and we don't have a way to talk about it. And so with each other,
I mean, I don't think I could say the things that my dad would say. I'd be like, hey, did you? And he'd be like, does a bear in the
crap in the woods? Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yes, I left that out there. So that's case in point. Like, you can't even just say, yeah, it's true. Like, and
because we kind of go, oh my god, whereas for them it's kind of
it was just about free flow, and they can relate.
Yeah, that's great. So over pastries and coffee, and
sandwiches.
I was going to say the whole range of things over there. And you open early. You're right by that. Oh, how's that going to go with that the walkway over Gladstone Park?
We're not concerned, but we're concerned because our regulars who use that bridge. Okay, so I feel really bad for everybody who's stuck on that other side of 90 because that Metro platform, that bridge gets used a lot.
Yeah.
But it needs to be done rightfully so. I just know that our customers who are regular, shout out to all those who regulars have become, our regulars have become family to us, like legit friends and family. I know they'll show up no matter what.
Right. They got to go all the way around.
I know. And then with the Foster, a lot of them have already done the dry run. Like they've already done that. I'm not kidding. They're like, we were just practicing. And it also like hinders like the bridge for like the kids to go to school. So I'm kind of glad that they kind of pushed it back. But
to the summer. So the kids who are out of school.
Yes.
So there's for folks who don't know, there's a pedestrian bridge that crosses over the Kennedy Expressway.
I think it's Austin.
Is it Austin? So Austin and Northwest Highway.
Yes.
Sort of and so
Gladstone platform.
Yeah. It's and if you've ever driven on the Kennedy, there used to be a lot of people putting up all kinds of protests.
Yeah. Yes.
And it was so funny, not funny, but one of them was a very ardent Bernie supporter and then became a Trump supporter. Do you remember this? This woman got COVID.
I remember that trend. Yes, and I remember that. Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
I actually think so.
And then and people were like, it was a national story because she was at Resurrection Hospital.
Yes.
She wanted ivermectin, and like Fox News was talking about it, and like it was bizarre. But anyway, so if you remember like all those flags and signs, that's the Gladstone pedway.
Yes,
pedestrian passage, and it's a mess. It is a mess. I told you. I came in and told you I almost got hit on Bryn Mawr because everyone's trying to find their way around the construction.
Oh, yeah.
It is a hot mess.
It's a bit of a mess, but it's brought in some attraction to us.
Yeah,
so.
I would imagine people are like, I got it. Well,
stop. They go to the bar first, and then maybe venture to us.
I'm telling you, like between Vaughn's and Baked by Jayne, I am so happy on Northwest Highway.
Yes,
it's really wonderful. I mean, so I grew up above.
Jessica, in between us.
Yes,
she's the floral shop right next. She's amazing too.
An enemy.
Yeah, an enemy. Oh my gosh, yes. Her daughter's now starting to work at Baked by Jayne. And I'm keeping it in the community.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
That's so great for you. And when I was there, there was, I got kind of jealous. There was a mom coming in with a stroller. I'm like, this would have been a great place for my kids, to hang out.
Still, please bring him.
Oh, yeah. No.
Still, yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We'll figure out a way. I'm trying to think about it. Yes, I could do that. I will come in.
We have plenty of people to help.
I know. That's very kind of you for accommodating.
I feel like Danny, again, my boyfriend, he is the official door opener for anybody with a stroller. It's
very cool. That's awesome.
Yes.
So again, remind folks, and you have a website, of course.
We do. Yes, we're open 7 days a week now. During the week, it's 6 a.m. open, and then we kind of close as the week goes on, we stay open up later. And then Saturdays and Sundays were 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
That's fantastic. And that's baked by Jayne over here on Northwest Highway.
Yes.
Northwest Highway in Austin.
Yes.
It's very cool. And I do love that you're a neighborhood. You're like me. I didn't move far from, I'm like 6 blocks from Norwood Park. Yep. Well, everybody have a fantastic weekend. Do something that really grounds you or fulfills you. I'll be at the Ottawa.
Baked by Jayne.
Absolutely go to Baked by Jayne. What time do you open tomorrow morning?
8 a.m. Oh, what's tomorrow? Saturday. 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay, so tomorrow 8 a.m. folks, come stop by and say, hey, I heard you on WCPT, and I will be in Ottawa for their Family Pride event, the Ottawa Pride Festival. We'll be there in the morning, all day. Humankind Initiative. I don't know what all day means, so that maybe not all day. I don't know. I'll be there for a while, and I look forward to seeing. I have stickers of my face to give you. It's so weird. Dan Schaefer, host of Politini, as well as Tuesdays with Josie. Samantha, Jayne, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you to all our sponsors, Pride Coffee Roasters, Source Solar, Are You Really Winning? And kids above all. Good night, Lady B. Love you. Bye, everybody.